everyone, this is Jenny from Haphazard Book Nook. This is going to be a haul from books I've gotten in the past few months. So this haul is going to be different books that I have actually technically received since like March, April, but I haven't actually had in my little hands because they've been at my mom's house. So my husband and I were moving, and to just make things easier so we didn't have to worry about them getting lost in the move or them accidentally not coming to us, we just had them sent to my mom's house. So when I went to Sinners and Stardust, I had asked her if I could just have the books sent to her house so that way I could just come and get them once we're a little more settled. So when I came back from Sinners and Stardust, I was able to come and pick them up. So I'm going to go ahead and go through all these books with you. As always, I do not know the synopsis for most of these. People should expect that from me by now. But if I do know some of the different tropes and things, I will try to let you know. Alright, so the first book that I have, and actually the most recent one that's come out, is going to be The Extraordinary Disappointments of Luke Berry. This is by Ransom Riggs, who wrote the Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children series. This book, I don't know why it has VHS tape on it. I know it has something to do with him putting a coin into an old machine. Other than that, I don't actually know, but that doesn't really make sense as to why there's VHS tape. So it'll be interesting to see what that's all about once I get to this one. Alright, and then the next book that I have is one that I am actually pretty excited about. It is going to be Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. I love Riley Sager books. I know that this one hasn't gotten the best reviews, but I love every Riley Sager book I've ever read, so I'm pretty excited to get to this one. This one I do know has 90s vibes. Other than that, I don't know anything about it. So I'm excited to see what it's all about. Alright, so the next 4 books are going to be different ones from Twisted Retreat. The first 2 actually I have gotten here at this house. I just got them this month. The first one is going to be Block Island. So again, I don't know what these are about. I do know that it's really pretty on the inside, and I know that the front cover is kind of spooky. So, like all Twisted Retreat books, I'm excited to get to this one and see what it's all about. This was part of their Isolation box, and anybody who knows me knows that I love isolation horror. And then the other book from the Isolation box is The Final Scene. This one's by Steph Nelson. This one I do actually know is more of a thriller. It is about somebody who was kidnapped, and then they end up, I don't know if they end up finding her, or they end up finding the scene of the kidnapping, but either way, this one I do know a little more about, and that it is a kidnapping, and that it's a cabin, and since it's in an isolated setting, again, I love isolation horror, so this one I'm sure will be great. Alright, the next one I actually have a copy of, but they redid some of the art in it, so that is Winter Harvest by Joanna Papadopoulou. Yep. So this one is really pretty, but the original version that they sent us had different art on the inside and on the dust jacket, but they were pixelated, so they did get these remade with different art, so that we would have some that weren't pixelated. So I am excited to have this copy. It is interesting that they did different art, so I am intrigued to know whether this art or the original matches the book better. Alright, and then my last Twisted Retreat book that I got is Blood Covenant. This one is by Alan Baxter. I love how much different blood drips and things are on this one. It looks really neat. The inside, I mean, it just screams horror books, so it makes me excited to read this one. And then this book was part of their Murderous and Malevolent book box. It does have a remote lodge, so I'll be interested to see if that plays much into it, or if that's just to try to get people to read it. We shall see. All right, and then next I have How to Make a Horror Movie and Survive by Craig DeLuey. I've never read, that I know of, a Craig DeLuey book, but I do know that there's a bunch of different books coming out right now about um, making horror movies or having curse tapes. So I own another one of his. I was just looking. I have, I think it's Dead 11 is the one I have. Oh, episode 13, which I have. So, because I know there was this one, there was one or two other ones that are about like making different like horror movies and things like that. So it'll be interesting to go through them. It seems like it's kind of like on trend right now, like how Final Girls were a few years back, to write books about. So it'll be interesting to see how they all stack up and like which one I think is the best out of all of them. All right, so this one is a YA book. It is You're Not Supposed to Die Tonight. This is a satisfiction copy of this book, but it is so cute. I was super excited to be able to get this. It was a pre-order, so it's pretty blank on the inside. It was a pre-order, so I did make sure to get it because if I was going to get a copy of it, I wanted it to be a cute copy. This is quite short. I know this is like a campsite horror, like they're at like summer camp, so I'm really excited to read this one. If I haven't said it enough with pretty much every book I've already talked about, I love isolation horror, so camp horror will fit that nicely. The next one has a lot of negative stuff about it, and I'm hoping that I end up liking it because it makes me a little nervous, is One Perfect Couple by Ruth Ware. I have liked every Ruth Ware book I've read, even the ones that are a little more controversial, so I'm hoping that this continues that and that I actually do like it. So we will, I guess, have to wait and see. I like the cover. I'm sure my husband would like the cover too because he likes like Hawaiian shirts and things. But this one, it looks like is one that is like they're on a TV show or something. So that will be interesting. So maybe Deserted Island TV show, isolated settings. Maybe I should do a vlog of just like a bunch of isolated setting books because I have a lot. The next one I have is Incidents Around the House by Josh Malerman. This book I have heard is super creepy. Some people have said that it like keeps them up at night and stuff. I've never really had a book to where it keeps me up at night. I have like chronic nightmares, so it's really hard to like scare me that much. But I'll be interested to see how this one goes and see if it creeps me out. So this is another author that I haven't actually read anything from, though I do own Pearl by him, so maybe I will get to both of those and read them together. The next book I have is one that I absolutely loved. This one is also one that had actually gotten delivered to me here at my new house, and it was so good. I cannot express enough to you guys that you guys should read this. It is Lights Out by, what is it, Nevessa Allen. It's a dark romance, but it was just so good. And then this edition is a special edition that you had to like pre-order through the author, and it came with this adorable art print. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. I cannot express enough that if you liked like Butcher and Blackbird, if you really like that one, you would love this book. It's so funny. I recommend it to everybody. I just don't have words. It's a dark romance, stalker. She's a nurse. Things get a little wild and crazy. It's just so much fun. So speaking of Butcher and Blackbird, I was finally able to get my copy of Leather and Lark that was at my mom's house. So now I have this. People who don't know, Butcher and Blackbird is about two serial killers who end up falling in love with each other. This is the sequel. Most people know what this is about, so I'm not really going to go much into it. I have already read this book, and I really did like it. You'll be able to hear more of my thoughts in my wrap-up. So the next two books that I have are actually part of the same series. So it is going to be Ruckus and Scandalous. I don't know which one is first in the series. Okay, Ruckus is first and then Scandalous is second. These ones I'm excited to get to. I already have the first book, and then I am waiting on Bane, the fourth book. But when I saw these covers. I thought that they were so cute. I don't know what these are about. But I do know that they are dark romance. So, like with any dark romance or thriller or horror, just check your trigger warnings. Next, I'm super excited about it. I have the new standard edition of Pen Pal from the publisher. So this is going to be her like traditionally published version. This does have a bonus chapter in it that I actually haven't read yet, so I will be excited to go ahead and do that and see, you know, if it helps the book at all. But I do have 2 of the indie copies of this book. One of them I got signed and from the actual author from my sister. She went to Breeders' Take Denver. I pre-ordered it, so she was able to grab it for me from there. And then the other one I've had for a while and is actually being annotated by all my friends and the traveling book thing that we do with Maggie for Maggie's Books and Stuff on her Patreon. So I'm excited to have this one. I really love the sprayed edge. So this is actually my 3rd copy of this book. I really do like it. So I recommend other people read it if they haven't. It does have an HDA. I know a lot of people say that it doesn't have an HDA, but it does. It's just not traditional. But it's very good. I'm so excited to finally have this copy in my hands. All right, the next one I have is a chunk of a book. It is Love Unwritten by Lauren Asher. I have Love Redesigned over on my shelf right now. I have not read these ones either. I am thinking about doing a vlog with these ones. I think that there's going to be a 3rd one coming out soon. And so I could just do like all of them at the same time and see how they go. They are all pretty thick though, so it might take me a while to get through them all. But if that is 607 pages, this one. So if that is something that you would be interested in, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Just let me know that you'd like to see a vlog with that. Also, if you'd like to see the one with the isolated settings, leave that down below too. So I know what kind of like vlogs people would want to see. All right, next I have Tangled Up in You by Christina Lauren. I'm so excited for this because it's like supposed to be like a Tangled retelling or reimagining or something. I haven't looked that much into it. I love Tangled. I love Rapunzel. She's one of my favorite Disney princesses. My favorite Disney princess is actually Merida, so if they ever make a book that is based off of Merida, you know I will be on that one. But this one I'm sure is going to be super cute. And I did notice it actually is, the cover art is actually copyrighted by Disney. So, I mean, she must have gotten the go-ahead to be able to write a book based off of Rapunzel. All right, and then the next book that I have that looks really cute is 12th Night. This is by Alexian Farrell Fullmouth. This book looks so cute. So this one I know that the guy I think ends up working at the girl's dad's store or something like that, and then they fake date, I believe is what this one is about, and I'm super excited. It looks really adorable. I do think that this one is maybe YA, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Let me double check that real quick. Yeah, so this is a Tor teen book. So yes, this is a YA book. I will need to take this sticker off because it's going to drive me insane. But this looks super adorable. And then the next book that I think will be super adorable is How to Become a Dark Lord or Die Trying. I saw somebody say that they didn't like it, that it was really boring, but I mean, it sounds hilarious to me. This one's by Django Wexler, by the way. So it's a laugh out loud fantasy, but so I loved Dreadful, so I can only assume that this is going to be hilarious, similar to it, hopefully. If it's not and I don't like it, I will be really sad, but I'm gonna hope for the best and we'll see how it goes. All right, so I have like one section of these books left. There's 9 of them. Anybody who knows me knows that I'm not really a romantic girl, so I want to say that I don't know why I ended up with all these, but let's be real, it's because of the edges. sprayed edges got me. So I'm going to try them all out and see how they go. I'm not promising anything on these though. So the first two are books 3 and 4 in the Guild series. I've been collecting these fancy ones with the yellow edges. I have 1 and 2 over on my shelves right now. So this is like a Prince or a King Midas retelling. So next is Filthy Rich Fae, which again, I don't really know much about. I do know it's super shiny, has pretty edges. I'm assuming there's Fae. I'm assuming that they are going to be very, very wealthy. And I'm assuming it's going to be a girl trying to figure out if she wants to be with them or not, or one of the Fae or not. I don't know. The cover's really cute. The edges got me. Let's be real. That's how pretty much all of these came into my possession, is because the edges and the covers were pretty. So the next one that I have is going to be the Carissa Broadbent, the second book in her series, The Ashes of Stark-Earth King. This has the really nice cover. I've had people tell me that I would really like the Serpents and the Wings of Night series, or the Crowns of Nyaxia is what it's actually called. That I would really like it, so I'm interested to give it a try. I do have the first one already and see how it goes. Probably should have read the first one before I got the second one, but I didn't, so I will have to try it and see, and hopefully I like them, and if not, some of my friends might end up with them. Alright, so the next one is Children of Anguish and Anarchy. So this one, I have actually tried the first book, Children of Blood and Bone, and I didn't mind it. So I never finished it, but I am interested in continuing it and seeing how it goes. I think this is the second one. It might be the third one. I know that there are 3. But I do know that I did like the part that I read of Children of Blood and Bone, so I am interested in continuing to read this one. Alright, and then the next one that I have is Heavenbreaker by Sarah Wolf. This one, I mean, I should stop saying that I don't know what they're about, because, like, you guys know that. I kind of feel bad that I bought these without knowing what they're about, but on the plus side, if I don't like them, and one of my friends like them, I could always give it to one of my friends. I do like how this one's laid out, though, so who knows? I mean, I don't read a lot of romantasy or fantasy or whatever this is, but I do read some of it, so I might like it. You never know. The same goes for the Ren and Holly Library. This one, I do hope I really like, because it does take place in a library, or I'm hoping it takes place in a library. Look at the covers, so pretty. This one I will for sure give it a go to. It looks like it might be my kind of a story. I might get the audiobook to like help me through it. So this one is about monsters, mystery, and romance. So, I mean, this one sounds like one I actually might like a lot. And a thief. So we'll see. Who knows? Maybe I am a fantasy fan and I just, don't read a lot of it. I do have a whole fantasy shelf. I used to read a lot of fantasy, but then once I discovered like dark romance, and I've always been a fan of horror, I just kind of like shied away from it and just haven't really gone back. So who knows? When I'm in a mood for it, I might end up really liking them. And then the second to last one that I have is One Cursed Rose. This one almost seems like it might be kind of a like darker romance. This is what I'm hoping, okay, is that it's like a dark romance, but also it just has like magical elements to it. I don't know for sure, but that is what I'm hoping. Like, I know that there are billionaires, and I know that it looks like information. I think it has something to do with like people playing games or on TV or something like that, social media. So this one and Run in the Holly Library, I think I'm the most interested in out of the like more fantasy side of books. If there's any of these ones that you think that I would like of the fantasy books, let me know. I am more of like a cozy fantasy, but not so much the one with the orc on it, but like more like dreadful type. And then the last one, and this one I am actually going to read before I order any of the other books, because there are other books in this series, is going to be Half-Blood by Jennifer L. Armentrout. So I have read her books before and I have liked them, so I'm interested to see if I like this one too. I haven't read any of her books recently, but I am intrigued to see if I do like her books still, like I liked them back when I was like a teenager, like young 20s, and see if they are still like my style of book or not, or if I just need to like let her go. Because you know, some authors are only with you for a short time, so we'll see how it goes and see if I want to continue it or not. This one I am the most leery about out of all of these, which is interesting because some of these, like the Fae one, I'm really iffy on, but Half-Blood I am more iffy on, which is why I have not gotten any more in this series. All right, so those are all of the books that I got the last few months that were at my mom's house. A couple of them have, you know, had come to my house, but I didn't want to wait and put them in a different haul, so I just went ahead and added them to this one. If there are any of these fantasy books that you think that I would like, please let me know. If you know like my reading tastes and things, I would be interested to see what people think that I would like. I know my little sister has said multiple times that she thinks that I would like the Serpent and the Wings of Night ones, so I am going to give those ones a try for sure, and then definitely the Run in the Holly Library one, and then the Cursed Rose one. Those are ones that I've been told and the ones that I think that I might like, so we'll see. I'm obviously going to try all of them and go through all of them eventually, but I just want to know which ones to prioritize. All right, so that is all that I have for right now. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you want to, and have a good rest of your day. Bye.